Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Speedy Claxton. Coach, how are we?
Good. How's everything, man?
Everything's great, and everything's going pretty good for your program right now. A
I would
real
say so.
important, a real important, and a really strong weekend leading into Monday for your team. Home wins against Delaware and Drexel. Just give me your overall thoughts on those two wins.
Yeah, I thought it was a great weekend for us. It was a very important weekend. I think we needed both of those games, and we were fortunate enough to get both of those games. But, to come into the weekend, to be able to beat the preseason number one and number two teams says a lot for this team.
Let's start with the Delaware game. It kind of little high scoring, 82-77. Aaron Estrada, as he is coming into his own, we'll get more to him in a little bit, but just an incredible game from him. What did you see in that game that allowed you guys to be successful, specifically down the stretch?
There was no quit in the team. We got down a couple of points, but we didn't drop our heads, and we were up at some points, and they were able to come back into the game, but there was no quit. These kids remained confident no matter what the score was, and I think Aaron Estrada kind of willed us to victory. He had a very successful weekend, and I think he's really rounded into form and comes to his own.
Yeah, he certainly is. And then Monday, a really strong win against Drexel team that won the conference last year, 71-68, a little less scoring in this one, but from a vantage point of mine, like just a great college basketball game. Did you kind of see it the same way?
Yeah, I think everybody I talked to after that game said that was a really, really good college basketball game. Both teams were hungry. We were both fighting. We both wanted the game. So from a fan standpoint, I think that was a great game to watch.
And it, in a small way, reminded me of the Hofstra Fullerton game from a couple of years ago. It became a little of a one-on-one affair for one guy for each team, Bell, and obviously Aaron Estrada. Not only did Aaron have 26 points in the game, but those two huge buckets late. What did you see in those two plays that allowed him to be so successful there?
Well, first, he wanted the ball. He wanted the basketball, and he was confident that he could not only make a play for himself, but he could make a play for someone else. It's just the situation just called for him making a play for his own shot. And Aaron's a good player, so we believe in him, and we're gonna give him the ball down the stretch every time for him to make a play for himself or for somebody else.
You have a lot of good players, and Aaron is certainly coming into his own if he already wasn't. What have you seen from him this year that's kind of elevated his game to, people are talking about him, potential player of the year in the league. Did you see it coming this soon for him?
Yeah, he was going to be special. I mean, right from the first scrimmage we had, he had 28 points against Sacred Heart, and that the kid could be special. He had a chance to have a really good year. I don't know if I would say being talked about in the sense of player of the year, but he was going to be first team, second team guy. But now he's in the conversation of being a player of the year, and we're thankful and we're happy that he's a part of this program because he's still a young guy relatively. We'll still have him for 2 more years, so sky's the limit for him.
And Speedy, he's doing it relatively in a way that's not your 2022 type college basketball player. He's Mr. Mid-range jumper at this point. Last 2 games, no 3-pointers, and it's not like he's shooting poorly. He's just so lethal from the mid-range. Is that something you saw from his game as you guys recruited him?
Well, yeah, we knew he was a mid-range type of player. And, playing against Drexel and Delaware, those are the type of shots that their defense force you to make and take. And like for us, that's his shot. So we just kind of put him in that position. But hey, listen, if that's the way they're gonna play, listen, we're gonna ride. We're gonna go with Aaron, and we're gonna ride or die with him.
Yeah, obviously you're getting a lot of the similar contributions you've gotten all year, but two other players I wanted to mention quickly. Jalen Ray off the bench the last two games and has been really strong for you guys. I guess you're seeing something you like from him off the bench, and you're kind of seeing the success come as a result.
Yeah, I mean, moving him coming off the bench, we kind of just wanted to jumpstart him and get some energy and some life into him. I think bringing him off the bench, he kind of sit back and kind of just watch the first couple of minutes of the game and kind of see how it's going. And if he gets into the game, he's ready to go and he see how he can help us.
And then the other player I want to mention, Jared Simmons, played 5 minutes in that Houston game, got hurt, missed roughly the next over 2 months. And not only did he come back this weekend, those 13 minutes against Drexel were huge. There was a little foul trouble in some situations, and he really gave you strong 13 minutes there. What did you like from having Jared back and then the minutes he gave you?
Yeah, man, we're extremely happy to have him back, and he came back at the right time because Kayvon went down with a back injury, so we would have been without a back of 5 man. So having Jared back is huge, and he gave us some really, really valuable minutes both games. I don't think we win either game if he doesn't play. But he still have to get his legs under him, and it's coming. It's not easy to not do much activity in 2 months and then have to go out and play a game. But we're gonna work with him. He's steadily getting extra workouts, and we're overall happy to have him back.
Speedy, just one game on the schedule this week, but it's two of the CA heavyweights, two of the best teams in the league over the last 5 or so years. You guys have met them in the conference championship 2 of the last 4 years. Hofstra versus Northeastern on the docket. You go up there. What are your thoughts heading into this game?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We know Northeastern might be struggling now, but we know what they're capable of. Billy Cohen's he's a great coach, and he's going to have them ready. They almost beat Delaware a couple of days ago, so we're not going to take them lightly. We know that it only takes them one game to turn around, and we don't want to be that. We don't want to be that game. So we're going to go up there and be ready to play.
Well, Coach, we wish you good luck against the Huskies, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, Steven.
And thank you for joining us in the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Speedy Claxton.